lot to go over in today's video. Ben Johnson was returning to the Detroit Lions. Now, if you're on LNU yesterday, I was live when it happened. So that's why I didn't make a video. I was literally live when the announcement occurred. But we're going to break it down more on this channel here. Jared Goff turns down the Pro Bowl. We're going to talk about that. It doesn't really mean a whole lot, but it's some news there. Lions signed 11 players to future deals. Graham Glasgow wants to return to the Detroit Lions. That's the rumors right now. And Aaron Glenn. Let's go. Let's go ahead and start with Jared Goff is turned down the Pro Bowl. So he was able to go to the Pro Bowl, but he turned it down. Why did he do that? Well, you got to understand, some of these guys, and this is something that we're not used to here in Detroit, these guys, they play in these playoff games, and their season is extended, so their body's a little more beat up than others, so that probably has something to do with it. And the fact that he went last year, he probably doesn't really care to go. He'd probably rather relax with his girlfriend or chill at his house. So I'm perfectly fine with it. Look, I get it, man. He turned it down. I know Jalen Reeves-Maybin turned it down as well not to go. These guys are beat up and tore up. And if you look at other teams that, generally speaking, that are always in the playoffs, they're exhausted. Why? Because their season's longer than usual. And so, cool. Don't go to the Pro Bowl. I could care less. Rest up Jared Goff, or if you just want to chill and not do anything, that works for me. So question for you, are you going to watch the Pro Bowl? Why for yes and then for no? Remember, there's going to be a lot of Lions on there. I think now 6, because 2 turned them down. So are you going to watch the Detroit Lions? I maybe will skim through it sometimes, but I'm probably not going to sit there and watch it 24/7. Let's get into the big news of the day that everyone wants to talk about. Ben Johnson is returning to the Detroit Lions as the offensive coordinator, and that's massive, massive news. Adam Schefter brought it up yesterday. I was live when it happened, so we talked about it again on LNU. This is huge. This is the biggest news of the offseason. We could talk about signing players and free agents, getting Danielle Hunter, getting Josh Allen, or having a great draft. But the biggest news is getting Ben Johnson back. I didn't expect it. I don't think really anybody expected it. Ben Johnson returning to the Detroit Lions, and that's huge for this offense. Top 5 offense, basically 3 years straight. It's good between the run and the pass. It can kill you in different ways. Now, Ben Johnson's not perfect. No OC is perfect, and that's the bottom line. But he's a hell of an offensive coordinator. He is a hell of a bright mind. And the reason he wanted to come back, he said, is to bring a Lombardi to Detroit. How can you get mad at that? Never. That's a great. His reason is he wants to bring a Lombardi to Detroit. I love that reason. So I am so freaking happy that Ben Johnson's returning to the Detroit Lions. That's one of the reasons I was sad is when we lost is the whole crew going to be back? Probably not. But it looks like the whole crew is coming back. So you can't get mad about that. I freaking love it, man. I think it's great. You know what else I love? And that's Prize Picks. PrizePicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS. They'll match your deposit, match up to $100. And if you want to spice up your NFL Sunday, get started with Prize Picks right now. Prize Picks is a skill-based, real money daily fantasy sports game. And if you're looking to have more fun on game day, look no further than Prize Picks. Want to play alongside some of Prize Picks' favorite players like rapper Meek Mill and comedian Andrew Schultz? You can now find community plays with the promos tab to view entries from the biggest names in the Prize Picks community each week. Prize Picks even offers a reboot policy so that your players stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. For football and basketball games, if you have a player who exits the game in the first half and does not return in the second half, that player is rebooted. Prize Picks is the only daily fantasy sports platform with an injury insurance policy. For tonight's hockey game, I have David Perrin and Drake Batherson getting more than 5 points in this game. So get started with Prize Picks right now. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS, for deposit match up to $100. Why is it code CLNS? Because that's our ad agency partner. Use code CLNS. It's real easy. 4 letters, get a $100 match when you sign up. So download the app today, and the link will be in the description in the comment section of this video. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS, code CLNS. Hey, winning is what we are doing here, and Ben Johnson returning is winning, and Prize Picks is winning as well. And I got the easiest question to ask you, because this one is simple. Are you happy Ben Johnson's coming back? Why for yes and for no? This, to me, is an absolute why. It has to be a yes. For sure. Great. But, hey, I just wanted to spread the Ben Johnson love with his return video. That's really it. Just want to show some love to Ben Johnson. So let me know in the comment section. I suspect everything is going to be a big, fat, capital Y. Lions signed 11 players to future deals. And you have Jermar Jefferson. These guys, look, it's more like 9-man roster, right? Like you're signing these guys to future deals for training camp. So Jermar Jefferson, who's been on this roster for a while. Jake Funk. Tom Kennedy, the guy that always stays a Detroit Lion for the rest of his life. Death taxes and Tom Kennedy. Maurice Alexander, he's the wide receiver, but kick return. He's actually pretty damn good. He's almost made the team multiple times. Connor Galvin, Matt Faronik, Michael Niese, Chris Smith, Mitchell Agude, Craig James, Brandon Joseph, safety. 11 players signed. Look, it's not the biggest news in the world. Why is it not the biggest news? Because a lot of these guys not even going to make the roster. If I'm going to put a bet on it, not a single one of these guys makes the 53-man roster. Tom Kennedy, Maurice Alexander, and Jermar Jefferson is the closest. But you got to have depth, and you got to have players whom you got to compete with. That's just the bottom line. You got to bring in players to compete to make the 90-man or to make the 53-man roster from the 90-man roster. Got to have bodies. Those are bodies. But look, man, you come in here, you never know, right? One of these guys could blow up, and we have no idea. Sometimes it happens. The odds are against him, but it can happen. Can happen. Make sure you go ahead and smash that like button, folks. It's real easy to do so. Smash that like button. It helps it out. More news here. Graham Glasgow wants to return to the Detroit Lions. That is the rumor around the mill right now. Graham Glasgow, who we signed to be a backup, actually took over the right guard position over Big V because he was better. Played well this year and was in for Frank Ragnow when he got injured. So he wants to come back. I say yes. Bring Graham Glasgow back. It'd be a one-year deal. It'd be a cheap deal. But for a starter who can play guard, both guard positions and center, why is that even a question? Of course you want to bring him back. Because we're going to have a question with Jonah Jackson. And it's not that we want these questions. I think Jonah wants more than we're willing to give out. And so you got it. There's a great chance that we're going to lose a starting guard. So you want to keep Graham Glasgow so you're not losing 2 starting guards. Because that would be a disaster. Because you can go in free agency, you can get another guard, but the odds are the Lions probably get one of their guards in the draft. So then you have 2 cheap guards. It's not expensive to play Graham Glasgow. It won't be expensive to draft a guard for him to come in here and play left guard. Or if you do want to bring him back, Jonah Jackson. But either way, yeah. He did nothing bad this year for me to say he's terrible. Is he the best guard in football? No, he's not, but he'll be a cheap option, and it's continuity. And look, if you don't think he's long-term future, and I don't either, you could still draft a guy and develop him. That's another thing. So you could still draft a guy, or you could pick another guy up in free agents, whatever you want to do, but he is a good player to have on this team. He's like an Evan Brown type of player, and we all liked him, and we like Graham Glasgow. So question for you, would you bring Graham Glasgow back? I think a lot of people is going to say yes to this one. For sure. Let me know in the comments below. Let's get into Aaron Glenn here. Aaron Glenn still in for the Washington Commanders job. We will hear soon, I suspect in 48 hours. Now, look, if Aaron Glenn gets the job, that's big news for the Detroit Lions for two things. First, we'd have to have a new defensive coordinator, and in which I am not opposed to. Like, I don't hate Aaron Glenn. I'm not the – is what it is. If he gets a job, you can get another one there. But I think importantly there, too, you get two conditional third-round draft picks because he is a minority. That's big, man. That's big draft capital. Two conditional thirds. Man, you got to understand that we draft late in the draft now in every round. So to get two conditional thirds being a good team for now and the future, conditionals, it's great. It's great. Gives more ammunition to Brad Holmes. So you're going to lose Aaron Glenn, but you're going to get draft picks. So I think it's a win-win because if he gets it, he's a head coach, and I think we all wish him the best. You always want your guys to move up. And then if it does happen, you get draft picks. So I think it's a win-win situation. It sucked to replace him, to find a replacement, but what if you get someone that's better, right? What if somebody's better than what he has done? So there's possibilities, but I think that rooting for him to get a job is the best way to go for him and his family. And he's been a Detroit Lion for 3 years. So if he doesn't get it this year, maybe he gets it next year. I wish him nothing but the best. He brought me some good moments, some bad moments, but he's a Detroit Lion, and I root for my Detroit Lions. Folks, in the next minute, you got to hit that notification bell because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen with the videos. Now, I'm not going to be live today on LNU, so if something breaks today, I'm going to have to make a video. So make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. With that said, folks, adios.